This Friday happens to be the Friday that the Wichita Police and Fire Departments want to do some shared messaging, so we're both going to talk or give you some additional information as it pertains to fireworks. Of course, Wichita Police and Fire Departments want to remind citizens to have a safe and festival 4th of July. Fireworks go on sale starting tomorrow, which is Saturday, June 27th, and they'll stay on sale through July the 5th. Midnight's the cutoff time when they're no longer able to be sold, possessed, or used. We want to remind everybody that buying and using fireworks in Wichita, you're supposed to buy them here in the community. We have done a very thorough job of testing and approving the fireworks that are for sale in this community. And that's not to say that fireworks aren't dangerous, because they are, but the ones that we've tested and approved are not as dangerous as some of those other kinds of fireworks that you can go outside of our community and buy. Legal fireworks here in Wichita don't go higher than 6 feet in the air. They don't emit flaming balls. They don't explode or have a report. They're primarily fountains and some of the novelty type of items that you can buy in most any fireworks stand in the city limits. The good news is that over the last 5 years, we've seen a reduction in some of the key indicators that we track from year to year. We've seen a reduction in fires. We've seen a reduction overall in complaints, and we've also seen a reduction in injuries. And I'm going to highlight some of those things here in just a moment. Here's some information about what we have done collectively, the police and the fire departments and our partners have done over the last several years to help get us to the point where we're seeing some of those reductions. The first thing that we do, and we want to highlight because it has a lot to do with the help from folks like you, is that we've done information blitzes. We use traditional media sources, we use social media and other ways to get the word out about the safe use of fireworks and what to do to prevent injuries and what to do to prevent fires. We conduct fireworks tent inspections every year. Every tent in the city limits of Wichita gets inspected by the Wichita Fire Department, and of course we make sure that they don't have fireworks inside of their tents that could lead to injuries or lead to fires. They've been tested and they've been approved by the fire department. We review and approve all of the professional fireworks shows that happen as well, and there's typically somewhere between 4 to 6 professional fireworks shows that occur. We provide standby for safety on those shows, and we also do site inspections, and we inspect their merchandise, the fireworks that they're going to shoot, to make sure that they're being used in an appropriate and safe way. We also, the Wichita Police and Fire Departments, patrol the city, specifically on the 3rd and 4th of July. Those are kind of the heavy use nights. Police and fire units are out on patrol looking for instances where illegal fireworks are being used, or in instances where fireworks are being used in a way that they weren't intended to be used. We also respond to citizens' complaints. As you would imagine, we get phone calls from citizens who are concerned about some of the fireworks that are being used, and police or fire units will respond to that. If there's a reporting party and they want to be contacted, we'll respond to that area and we'll investigate the use of fireworks. Over the last 5 years, I'd mentioned we'd seen a reduction in the number of fires and injuries and overall complaints, and I want to highlight what some of those things look like for all of you. From 2010 to 2013, we averaged about 58 injuries, and that is in age ranges from about 12 months old to into the age of 70 in both males and females. And last year, there were 32 reported injuries to Wichita area healthcare facilities. So we've seen a reduction over the last 5 years from about 58 a year to last year, like I said, there being about 32. In that same time frame, from 2010 to 2013, we would average about 35 fireworks-related fires, and those could be anything from house and structure fires to grass fires, brush fires, garage fires, trash fires. So we'd average about 35, and last year we only experienced 13 of those kinds of fires. So again, another reduction over the course of the last 5 years. Complaint-wise, we've also seen a small reduction. From 2010 to 2013, we would average about 748 complaints. Last year, there were 705 complaints called in to 911 and to the non-emergency line 290-1011, and James is going to highlight some of that information when he comes in. In fact, I'm going to let James speak now. He's got this part.
Thank you. Sedgwick County Emergency Communication will staff a non-emergency line for firework complaints from 6:30 p.m. until 3 a.m. on July 3rd and 4th during non-operation hours. Any calls to that non-emergency line will transfer to the 911 system. The non-emergency phone number to use these nights will be 290-1011. That's 290-1011. The Wichita Fire Department and Wichita Police Department will enforce local firework laws, which can include the issuing of citations and confiscation of illegal fireworks. Citations will result in mandatory court appearances. Those convicted face up to a $2,500 fine, as well as possibly serving up to 1 year in jail.
Wanted to reiterate one thing before I move on to some of the fireworks safety tips. James just talked about the non-emergency line. I want to kind of highlight what that means just real quick. The non-emergency line is set up for instances where there aren't injuries, there aren't fires burning, there isn't something that is going to require police or fire response. So for example, if your neighbor's shooting illegal fireworks but there's not a fire, there's not an injury, we encourage you to call the 290-1011 number. If there is an emergency, whether it has to do with fireworks or not, we obviously want people to call 911 to get emergency services out there. So just to kind of differentiate between the emergency line and the non-emergency line, the emergency line is for injuries, fires, and all other kinds of criminal activity, of course. So just wanted to highlight that. I want to provide you with some additional fireworks tips to keep you and your family safe. I know we've talked about these things before, but it's always worth mentioning them again. We want folks to keep their fireworks away from structures, away from grassy areas, or away from areas that are susceptible to fire. Today it's nice and cool and it's a little wet outside, and things in Kansas change very quickly. It can become hot and dry very quick. Grass can dry out, brush can dry out. Keep them away from your structure and have them on a nice flat surface. It could be dirt, it could be asphalt surface, it could be a concrete surface, your driveway, for example. Just be respectful of your neighbors while you're using those fireworks, and make sure that they're not landing on your house or near your house or on your neighbor's house. Don't light fireworks if it's windy, if it becomes hot and dry, but especially if it's windy, because the wind can knock over even a legal firework and cause problems for you. So please pay attention to the weather conditions. Consider attending a fireworks show, a professional fireworks show, and I'd like to bring to your attention that the city of Wichita is sponsoring one of those fireworks shows. It's called Independence Day Block Party, and it's going to be held on July 4th in the downtown area near the river, kind of the Hyatt and Waterwalk area. That party is going to go from noon until 10:30 in the evening, and there will be a firework display on the river probably around 10 o'clock on July the 4th. We really would like to encourage folks to come out and watch a professional show put on by professionals and celebrate the 4th of July in a safe way. If you are going to shoot fireworks at home, we want to encourage you to have a garden hose close by. That serves a couple of different purposes. One, you can put out small fires that may start as a result of your legal fireworks. Plus, if it malfunctions, you can wet it down real quick and make sure that it doesn't reignite. And secondly, if somebody does get burned or suffers a burn injury, you could cool that injury off very quickly with a garden hose, and then of course wrap it in a dry cotton cloth. That will help ease the burning sensation, and then seek medical attention, obviously, if the burn is severe enough.
As a reminder, please use only fireworks sold in Wichita. Others may be illegal. Closely supervise children using fireworks. Never leave children unsupervised, and watch out for those sparklers. Many times we receive calls of little ones. Some people even choose to have 1-2 year old children hold a sparkler. They're very hot, very dangerous, and we do receive some of those injuries at local area hospitals. And set a good example by using fireworks as they are designed to be used, and never hold a firework in your hand to light it. So please remember these warnings, and have a safe 4th of July.
If somebody needs additional information on what legal fireworks are, or get the list, you can always call the Wichita Fire Department at 268-4441. You can visit the city's website at wichita.gov, click on the fire department link. We've got the listing of the legal fireworks that we've tested and approved. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook. Both police and fire Facebook sites will be posting safety messages over the next week and a half.